you the very first of what became many lamb industry ads as an example of how marketers are able to exploit this type of cultural phenomenon. So let me share my screen and let's have a look at the very first lamb ad. Happened in 2005, and of course it was presented by Sam Kekovich.
There's nothing worse than being un-Australian. I should know. I've been Australian all my life, and I'm sickened by the creeping tide of un-Australianism eroding our great traditions, like our custom of eating lamb on Australia Day. Un-Australianism is everywhere. For example, people wearing those plastic brightly coloured flip-flop shoes with flowers on them. What's wrong with rubber thongs in simple primary colours? If I hear another person say thong when they mean those swimming costumes punchy Brazilian blokes wear up their bums, I'll do my block. Sadly, the scourge of un-Australianism has even infected our national day. A balanced Australia Day diet should consist of a few nice juicy lamb chops and beer, and perhaps a bit of pavlova for those with a sweet tooth. Yet your long-haired, dull-bludging types are indulging their pierced taste buds in all manner of exotic, foreign, often vegetarian cuisine. Chicken burger value meals, pizzas, a number 42 with rice. It's an absolute disgrace. And people ask why we need capital punishment. Do you think the diggers in the trenches were fighting for tofu sausages? No. They were thinking of grabbing a lamb chop off the barbie with their bare fingers, sustaining third-degree burns, then sticking their hands in a relieving esky to fish out a cold one. Look at our national song, Waltzing Matilda. It's about a bloke trying to get a nice bit of lamb into his tucker bag, not spicy chicken wings. The soap-avoiding, pot-smoking hippie vegetarians may disagree with me, but they can get stuffed. They know the way to the airport, and if they don't, I'll show them. So the message is clear, even for you backpackers. Roll out the barbie, ensure the gas bottle's filled, stack the fridge full of lamb, and prepare the invitation list. So don't be un-Australian. Serve lamb on Australia Day. You know it makes sense. I'm Sam Kekovich.
I think that's considered to be a classic. I think it's exactly what you said, which is the appropriation of a cultural event as an opportunity to attach products and brands around that particular ritual. And I think it's a brilliant point you made before, because it just occurred to me as you said that from a marketing standpoint, let's forget the social stuff, from a marketing standpoint, our social rituals are really important because marketing has latched itself onto those, right? So Easter, right? What is the Cadbury business without Easter, right? Well, it exists, but so much money and profit is made at Easter for Cadbury, right? Okay, we know Christmas is across the board. Halloween was appropriated and imported primarily as a marketing event in Australia. It has zero cultural significance to Australians, Halloween, but it sells sweets, and it sells a whole bunch of other stuff, but mainly a lot of sweets. So it's kind of like...
I can tell you we have spent thousands of dollars on costumes over the years.
As well. There you go. Even Australia Day, I believe, like the Arnott's used to make Australia shapes, didn't they? In green and gold packaging. That, of course, you buy. All right? Of course, who doesn't want to eat a map of Australia in a biscuit, right? I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's no responsibility. Sweetness, sugar. Yeah. It's that child, it's that buzz that you get as a child from overindulgence. So it's the abdication of adulthood.
I guess you might say that that's what a holiday, in a sense, is almost all about anyway. It's not allowed to be fun now because of what's happened, but it used to be marketed pretty much as that sort of thing. And Australians not very serious. Australians not very patriotic, I don't think, really.
So Woolworths declared that it wasn't going to stock any merchandise for Australia Day. So we're talking about the thongs and the espies and, the Australian flag on everything, hats and you name it, sunglasses, the whole lot, all made in China, right? So there was a big outcry from lots of people saying, this is wokeism, blah, blah, blah. But within the Australian psyche as well, there's been this traditional tension between what we call the wowsers and the larrikins, right? And the larrikins say, up you to kind of laws and regulations and government and being overgoverned and leave us alone and, we love Ned Kelly. And then you've got the wowsers that go, no, we need to kind of bring everybody into line. It's more about guilt and shame, have a lot of self-control and et cetera, et cetera. And these two kind of discourses have always been in tension. in Australia, and you said an interesting phrase there, Rigas, which is you're not allowed to celebrate Australia Day anymore. And in effect, I think that's what the reaction is too. It's not about whether or not we should have an Australia Day that marks the day that we became Australia, because everybody knows that that also involved the removal of rights for Aboriginals and the taking of land and et cetera, all of the dark side of colonialism. Everybody knows that. What people are reacting to is their fun, their holiday being taken away from them.
We talk about Easter, Christmas, Halloween, they're worth a lot of money. Okay, that's where actually those rituals are worth a lot of money in marketing terms. I would suspect Australia Day, even though there would be people buying more stuff to have barbecues, this, that, and the other, and the merchandise and all that sort of stuff. It's low cost. It's not a revenue spinner. But it probably never was a big revenue spinner for Woolworths selling that paraphernalia. So their ability to let it go has absolutely no impact to their revenue whatsoever. Imagine them saying, "Oh, we're not doing Easter anymore." At Woolworths, you know what I mean? We're not celebrating Easter because we're anti-Christian. Look, I'm making this up, right? Woolworths has gone secular. We're not celebrating any Christian stuff anymore, which means Easter and Christmas is out. No more Easter eggs. Do you see what I mean? So that would be an insanity, because that's a huge amount of money. That ritual is worth a huge amount of money. The Australia Day ritual in commercial terms probably isn't really worth that much money. So it sounds a bit cynical by looking at everything in commercial terms, but as you and I both know, that's an important facet of all of this as well,